everybody. Susie Homemaker here from Witness the Fitness, also known as Coach Jen. Chances are, whatever your holiday tradition is, you or someone you love is going to be doing some cooking this season. So I thought I'd give you a couple of warm-ups you can do before you have to spend hours in the kitchen, because believe it or not, it can really help, and cooking is hard work. So if you're standing at the stove doing lots of stirring, you might want to take some time to warm up your neck and shoulders instead of living like this. So we'll start with some easy neck rolls. You want to just go to where you're feeling a nice stretch. You don't have to overdo it. You do a few each way, making sure your shoulders stay down and you're nice and relaxed through here. And then we'll do some shrugs and press down, because we're really good at this, not so good at this. And you can also do some nice big shoulder rolls with your arms either at your sides or with your fingertips on your shoulders, making big circles with your elbows, and you'll go both ways. Now, for cooking and stirring and like moving pots over to sinks and things, wrists and fingers can get really tired. So a wrist circle is a great idea. Now, you can actually hold one arm here and keep your palm pointed towards the ceiling to make sure you're just isolating the wrist as opposed to just kind of doing this. You'll do some on both wrists and we'll go in both directions. Then, because we're holding things, gripping stuff, our forearms can get really tired. So we want to get into our forearms and also make a new shape with our hands. So these extended fingers that you're pulling back, I want you to pretend that you're flicking ice water off the end of them. So it's very easy to come down here, try and keep your shoulders low and your fingers pulling back. And you can do that for about 30 seconds. It'll all burn along here, but it'll help you when you're ready to start stirring. Next up, let's think a little bit about the center of our body, our torso. We're going to be moving from the fridge to the stovetop to the sink. So we're going to do some easy torso rotations. For your first round, I want you to think about keeping your hips facing forward, and you're just kind of wringing your body out like a washcloth. Really pull your belly button in, feel nice and tall here. You should get a lovely stretch and activation through those oblique muscles on either side of your waist. Then, if you've got the space, we'll make this bigger. So you can actually release your arms, let your eyes go where you're twisting to, your hips can follow through. You can even bend your knees and make this as big as you want. This should feel really good. This is an excellent stress reliever as well, if, like me, you are prone to stress in the kitchen. And then lastly, I'm going to use my countertop here to do a little bit of flexion and extension for my spine. It's really easy when you're standing at the stove all day to kind of pop into this sitting into one hip, which doesn't feel good for our back. So you can just place your hand on the counter. You want to curl your tailbone under and your chin to your chest. Feel that lovely rounded back. And then you're just going to do the opposite thing. Tailbone comes up, eyes look up, shoulder blades squeeze together. And you're just going to move through that with your breath. Again, it should feel good. Just getting everything nice and warm and ready to work. Lastly, we're going to focus on our lower body a little bit. We're going to mostly be working during the cooking day from the upper body, except anytime you need to get something out of the fridge, or get something out of the stove or the oven. So let's work on that a little bit. So we're just going to do some easy squats. You can use your counter or anything that you want to put your hands on. You're just going to sit your butt down and back, bending your knees. Doesn't have to be super low, especially to start. If you feel pain in your knees, sharp shooting, anything, just dial it back. But this will really help you get down low and get back up again. And you can absolutely use something if you want to come all the way down and have a wiggle down here into that deep resting squat position. My heels are up here, but if you can do heels down, terrific. Just getting everything warm so that you can stand up from the bottom crisper drawer without making that noise that we sometimes make. Lastly, our last exercise to really get warm for a day in the kitchen is some front kicks, because sooner or later, someone is going to try and come in and taste things or touch things that don't belong to them. So we have a nice tight core, shoulders are relaxed. We're kicking, extending through that knee so that if anyone crosses that boundary, you're ready. Happy holidays.